This is Fieldsports Channel News. The Antis' favourite day out of the year has passed with the predictable Boxing Day hunt meet bashing. The Cheshire Hunt monitors forced the Cheshire Hunt to abandon its 250-year-old traditional start point from Tarporley High Street. The Antis used a Freedom of Information request to show they hadn't applied for the correct health and safety paperwork from the local council. To the dismay of the Antis, the hunt went ahead and met in a private field by Tarporley Church, just metres from the High Street. Meanwhile, the Apprentices' Lottie Lyon has shown her support for the hunting community. The reality TV star shared a picture to her Instagram account saying she wished she was on horseback joining the others riding. Predictably, Antis have taken to trolling her account, but Lottie's come back fighting, and you can read her response on our Fieldsports News Facebook page. And here are some great photos from the East Essex Foxhounds Boxing Day meet, led by huntsman Gary Thorpe, with not an Anti in sight. It may be a new year, but it's the same old faces. Chris Packham is in the headlines again. This time he's packing his own pockets with cash by leading expensive expeditions to the Falkland Islands. For a mere £7,000, excluding flights, you can holiday with Packham and enjoy an itinerary which includes penguins, South Georgia, penguins, Port Stanley and more penguins. Even with globetrotting and moonlighting for elite tour agencies, Packham's quick to flight shame UK travellers, reminding us that flying is bad for the environment. A tweet has landed a barrister in hot water with the RSPCA. Jolyon Morm QC was inundated with comments and calls for his arrest after tweeting, "Already this morning I have killed a fox with a baseball bat. How's your Boxing Day going?" However, government guidelines state that if a fox is caught in a trap or a snare on a person's property, they are allowed to kill it humanely. Staying with the RSPCA, and they've been rescuing deer from rivers. The animal charity says the deer got trapped on the bank of the River Irwell in Salford after being washed downstream. After a 4-hour rescue effort, the deer were released, but only after the charity named them after Santa's reindeers, Prancer, Dancer, Dasher and Blitzen. We hear a lot about deer road traffic accidents, but rarely do we see the graphic reality. A family from Michigan had a lucky escape after an oncoming car struck a deer and flung it through their windscreen. Staying in the US, and authorities have ordered a 2-day boar control program after a fatal attack. Houston police insisted it was not a hog hunt in response to questions from excited social media users. The program came a month after 59-year-old Christine Rollins was killed by boar. A local trapper recommended people put up electric fences and carry guns, just in case. And if they needed to flee rampaging packs of pigs, they should stay near trees. Authorities in New Zealand say the country will be a safer place after gun owners handed in more than 50,000 firearms. However, critics of the buyback programme say police have only managed to collect about a third of the weapons that were outlawed after the Christchurch massacre. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern continues to push a new set of gun reforms through Parliament, which includes a registry to monitor every firearm legally held in New Zealand. Thanks to Martilla Marco for the story. A tough pack dog training programme is achieving remarkable results against poaching in South Africa's Kruger National Park. Trained by Texan Joe Bramman, the pack dogs have helped to catch 54% of the known poachers in the park. It's a marked improvement from the 3 to 5% of their standard K9 units. Other conservancies in Africa are now considering using pack dogs as part of their anti-poaching strategy. Illustrating that poaching is an international problem, here's news from Russia. Federal agents and members of the National Guard have smashed a wildlife smuggling ring after seizing a vessel and recovering 10 gyrfalcons, a bird of prey listed in Russia's Red Book of Endangered Species. They've been taken to Elizovsky Zoo, where ornithologists will decide whether to release them. Can you help with locating some missing working dogs? 4 dogs have been stolen from East Noyle and Hindon areas of southwest England. Norma, Billy, Bailey and Holly were last seen on the 23rd of December. If you have any information, please contact Dog Loss and help them get reunited with their owner. One of Scotland's largest landowners is calling for Scottish Natural Heritage to be prosecuted after they injected poison into hundreds of trees. Sir Malcolm Colquhoun, Laird of Luss Estate, says SNH culled 400 beech trees in a matter of days after they began work to remove invasive species such as rhododendron. Although SNH issued an apology last year and have agreed to pay reparations, they face mounting accusations that they've been felling trees without the correct licences to avoid restrictions, which would have been imposed by the Forestry Commission. After 9 deadly bear attacks in 2019, Romanian hunters are asking for the 2016 ban on brown bear hunting to be lifted. According to a BBC report, agricultural workers in Transylvania, the area where all of the attacks have happened, are now refusing to work the land or leave their villages for fear of attack. The Game and Wildlife Conservation Trust has taken the scientific journal The Ecologist to task after it published what they see as a biased article by one kind in the December issue. The article quotes discredited and unreliable research to claim grouse management is too intensive and leads to indiscriminate killing of mountain hares. When the GWCT offered a counter-article for publication correcting the inaccuracies and selective commentary, it was rejected by the editor. And finally, fancy a burger grown in a lab from stem cells? That's the latest clean meat solution to be offered by the World Economic Forum. Grown on blades of grass, it's claimed it could help feed the world. Scientists from the University of Bath removed cells from grass stems, then inserted animal stem cells into the mix before growing meat in a lab. How lovely. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts, and Happy New Year.